up the next day. Back I real mofe. Makai mo malewe. So now the papa body. Precious me weave. Super sa métier la me. Body métier puis moi play. I want a green card. Now my from blood. I want a green card. Now my from blood.
Pull up. Mr. X. Who's the artist? That artist say, not me play from blood, you want a green card. Who's that?
That artist name is Chap. Chap, big up yourself, Chap. Big up yourself. Big tune.
Every segment. Man enough.
Yeah, man.
You di me ever granny. They then run and tell my white woman I married down in my country. Epiodi say papi me vle. They be sassy make I kite. Epiodi make I run from him come a rough one.
Hold on, X. What you have there? You have a green. What I assume properly. Is that green card you have there? Okay.
A green card.
Upa is it to go and mother, sir. Now, folks, we want to welcome you to a very special episode of Caribbean Celebrity Show. And folks, tonight we have a very, very, very special guest. I want to do something different tonight. We have to do a different introduction. This has to be special. So bear with me, folks. I don't have on my reading glasses, but I have an introduction prepared, which, I really want to do justice to tonight. We have a very special guest. I would say he's an ambassador. You understand? He's a top-ranking, top-tier son of the soil, St. Lucian artist in the highest of highest regard and maximum respect. It's our honor to have him on the Caribbean Celebrity Show tonight. And I'm just going to read the introduction, and we have him here with us in the green room. So I will be bringing him on right away. So folks, without further ado, let me just say, again, welcome to the Caribbean Celebrity Show. Today we are gathered not just to celebrate music, but to recognize a true icon of the soca music fraternity here in St. Lucia. This is someone his name has echoed throughout Carnival year after year after year, every fete and every moment when the rhythm takes over and it brings us together. He has been a cornerstone of the art form, a driving force behind its growth, and a voice that has carried out the spirit of our culture far and wide. His passion, consistency, and dedication have not only entertained us, but have inspired generations of artists to follow their dreams. It is with deepest respect and admiration that we take this moment to give honor where it is truly due. Please help me and join me in celebrating the legacy and continued contribution of one of our very greatest artists, one of the giants, and he is none other than the one and only Ninja Dan. Welcome.
I have to salute the general.
Yes.
I have to salute. I have to raise the flag. I have to raise up the St. Lucian flag.
Yeah, man.
Because
I don't even have a flag there, me.
Nah, you're carrying the flag. You're carrying the flag. My brother, it's a pleasure. We haven't seen each other in years. We haven't spoken like this, but we communicate on a regular basis. And folks,
sure.
Ninja Dan has been an inspiration to me, even when my days of coming off the cruise ship and getting back into the soca vibe. He was instrumental with our band, being a staple in the vibe at the time. And you have so many artists, so many, contributions you've made. So folks, we don't want it to be a typical question and answer. We just want to be a vibe where, like how we would normally chat if we see and how we'd reason. So again, thanks for coming on the Caribbean Celebrity Show. This is your home.
Of course, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me,
Yes, man. And what a great year you are having, Ninja. You've had my favorite songs for the year,
Yeah, man.
The Juicy Mango. I think Mr. X and myself.
That is my favorite. My favorite, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. From the time the song came out, y'all have been giving me the support. Y'all have been giving me the hype videos videos, and trust me, and that has played a tremendous role in terms of where I'm at now, in terms of social media, in terms of the hype and things. So I must say, much appreciated. Yeah, especially
Yes,
Mr. Exodus Davis Mango video. I know what story was in Amsterdam or in under that Mango thing there, bro. But yeah, man.
let me
Yeah,
tell
man, that
you,
was good inspiration.
let me tell you a joke, Ninja. So I normally
I have to perform on the 11th of next month, and I make sure before when I come on the stage,
yeah.
I want the DJ to introduce me with that song, Juicy Mango.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you a
man.
joke.
Yeah, man.
When I walk through the supermarket, I usually pass the mangoes and the fruit straight because I say I can't pay that kind of money for things that, dropping of the trees in our backyard back home. But since that song come out, that's the first time since I've been living in England I actually purchase mangoes. And each time I see one boy, I actually saying, boy, when I come on this show, I go beat the mango, but what happened? It never lasting for the Sunday, I always have time to eat it.
Yeah, man.
That song, my brother. Tell us about that song.
Boy, I just wanted to be different this year because I'm a songwriter. Sometimes I always write my songs, and I've observed the pattern of writers. I mean, a lot of the artists they choose to write about woman or to write about whining, and it's like the recycling of words or the recycling of phrases or the recycling of music. And to me, I just wanted to be out of the box. I wanted to be different, and the way I write songs is through inspiration. Like something has to be happening eventually or happening impromptuously and just catch my attention. Because actually my manager was eating a mango, and she posted. And like the way she was eating it, that just intrigued me. And I said, well, you know what? That is the idea. I'm gonna come out with Carnival.
Wow.
Just turn the mango into a woman, personify the mango, Get be creative about it. You see, when you're writing songs, you have to write songs for people to think. So just put it bold face in their face. So because you're not going to teach people. So I always tell artists when they're writing songs, you always go to educate rather than entertain. So you could teach them something, create an awareness. Yeah.
Wow.
I hope I tell you too much thing there.
Nah. We're taking it on board. And folks,
Yeah, man.
Ninja Dan is such a humble individual. Over the years, and when you not know this brother has been so instrumental in what we call the musical industry. So you would be probably one of the best people to really give us advice in terms of how we could get things on track in our lovely island of St. Lucia, because you are there, you've seen the vibe, you've been part of the vibe, you have created a vibe as well. What do you think we need more of when it comes to the music industry in St. Lucia? If, so for example, if you were in a position where, the powers that be say, well, Ninja, you call the shots, what would be the first thing that you would change where the music is concerned?
Well, I'll go back to when it was in NG Soca stage straight up. Because right now I cannot tell you how it is now because we're surrounded by shadows, shadows and people hiding things, so you're not really seeing what really going through the dark or behind the scenes. But I could take you back to NG Soca stage in nostalgia when we was running NG, and artists had the respect, artists was getting money in the sense of the value, artists wasn't being left out, especially the younger artists, especially when we used to run NG Soca stage, we used to put all the elite artists on a band to ensure that the show run, but then you'd get a lot of young upcoming artists that wanted to be on stage with the band, but they could not be there, but we used to put them on platforms outside where they could sing on playback. So the patrons and them will get familiar with their music. And NG used to pay for spots on the radio stations to ensure that all our artists get airplay.
Yeah.
You understand? Taliona used to pay RCI a certain amount of money, pay Hot FM a certain amount of money because the season is coming up, and then they don't have no platforms or avenues to to youths and them could get presented. So we used to apply ourselves and ensure that the artists and them get the fair amount of airplay they needed, to come on stage. so the people could
Right.
fully enjoy the music. But now it's not like that. Now
Wow.
the playing field is unbalanced. You understand? Like it's one set of people getting equity and
Right.
another set of people not getting equity. But for you to survive that, as me, use myself as an example, when I realized I was not getting equity this year, I realized that the January segment taught me a lesson in the sense of using social media. So I
Okay.
hired a social media manager, and then my
Okay.
social media manager was able to create a whole new avenue for me in terms of Instagram and Facebook
Right. Right.
and TikTok, and those things I didn't know about. I wasn't aware. You understand? So that is new things for me. You understand? So
Yes. Yes.
that is the way I believe that things should
Way
happen,
forward.
but it's not happening now. It's like one-sided. It's like favoritism. It's like check for my brother. It's like a large thing. No, the music not supposed to be about that. The music supposed to be a unity vibe where everybody checking for one another and everybody creating a vibe with the music. Because when we was there in our times, we always created a vibe like a camaraderie. We would always line together. We would dress the same way.
I was just
support one
about to say
another.
that. Was just about to say that. When you see Ninja Dan, you see some artists Ninja Dan out. I remember some would be playing at certain gigs, and you just see artists roll through, and the whole energy, the whole vibe change because artists out, you know. And
If artists have their vibe, if artists have their vibe in the community, all of us roll in and support. If I have my vibes in my community, all the artists come in and support. You check it. So we have that kind of camaraderie, kind of family where you could have created vibes. Because when we was getting the resistance in the sense of monies, how much money is just paying artists, $500, $300. But then when we came together as a unit, we were able to write a letter from the lawyer and make every artist sign it and say, hey, this is that, and we want that amount of money. And no matter what happened, we stuck together as a family and we ensured that everybody got paid. You understand? So that is how it is run. That is how it's supposed to be. So right now, we're supposed to have a soca union, right, where somebody, a representative board could speak on behalf of the artists. You understand? Because I went in the competition 3 years ago, and they gave us chips for food. Yeah, and what we got was finger foods, a little piece of bacon, a little piece of chicken, a little piece of this, a little piece of that. And then you see the production house and the band members at buffet. So this year we make them people know in a humble and respectful way that hey, it's the artist show. It's the artist that people come and see. It's the artist that are under the pressure. Sometimes you hold him, we ain't nothing, and then you come in there for the whole night and you won't give us finger foods. You take it? So we have to make our voices be heard. And this year, last night, we get buffet, man. We are so happy. Everybody was so happy. The vibe was nice. You could have felt the respect. You check it? So that is a start. That is a start, you know?
Now, as you mentioned last night, folks, let's take in a clip of his performance. And, you know, it's good to see, because like I said, we based in the UK, we hear these songs, we like in the vibe, but when we watch a performance, it's like we're there with you. You know what I mean? So it's a great vibe to see that. So, folks, this is a very recent performance. I'm talking hours ago. Let's take in a little bit of this performance. I had to pull up. I starting to get some chills and thing there. Because the band kicking, the audience vibing, you all on stage in control of the audience. How did that feel, my brother? How does it feel to, yeah, to be getting that kind of love and support and that vibe? And I mean, the songs are awesome. I already know, to me, I already have my predictions as to what I would want to see in relation to the results for the competition. But I know from behind the scenes that sometimes, even if an artist has the best song, the people love the song, depending on the click and the vibe and who is involved and who's not involved, really determines the outcome on the night. But we're not really studying that. You see, what we're studying is what is undeniable. When you watch that clip, folks, if you're a Lucian that is out of St. Lucia, that making you want to come straight home and watch Ninja Dan perform. How did it feel last night?
Well, I had a feeling of nostalgia.
Wow.
In the sense of me returning to the stage again as Ninja Dan,
yes,
as the original Ninja Dan, the authentic Ninja Dan, the spirit of Ninja Dan.
That's what I
and man, like the stage just blessed me, like the stage just kissed me and say, "Welcome back, master."
Yeah, man.
And like,
yes,
when I reach on the stage, I just transform. So Jonathan St. Rose is one person, but Ninja Dan on stage is like, boy, like I came back to my wife. And like she just embraced me, and then like everything was just flowing, Imagine a lot of the performances I did on the night was not even real. It was not even real. It was just out of the blue, man.
Wow.
Out of the blue,
Wow. And to tell you the truth, son, that is one of the biggest song, That's a big tune, my brother.
Let me tell you. He has, in my opinion, the top tunes for the year. For this year, 2025. And I'm not talking from a perspective of how should I put it? There's no bias in that. We all have our favorites. But you see, from the time I heard those songs of yours, they just resonate with me because it's not like songs that try and copy Trinidad. Sometimes I hear somebody local songs and I cannot tell you it's a local song because it doesn't sound anything local. It's actually a copy of something, a formula that has probably worked somewhere else a year before or 2 years before. And as a musician, you pick up on them things. But when you hear that, I hear originality, I hear something fresh, I feel a vibe. I'm like, boy, wow, boy, Ninja is on point.
In all the collabs, that is the best collaboration song.
And mind you, it was not intended for me to sing this year. Because it was not in my intention to sing this year because you all know my vibe in terms of going to the schools. So that was my main focus. And I had 2 more lessons to do in the sense of I've already done the primary schools. So right now I have to go into the secondary schools and start going into the parents in terms of the PTAs, because really and truly the children act out at schools and be bullied at school because of what they see at home, So it's not just counseling the children and giving them lectures and teaching them about different things, but I have to go and tap into the parents as well because, it's them that is the root of the problems in the whole society. So my whole vibe was then locked on that. But I say, you know what? The dog bite me. In the sense, and I tell my manager, I say, hey, as I feel this year we might do something, So I think she went to Guadeloupe on an intercultural exchange. I think Sanusa Tourist was sent she and Fiona Compton there to go and experience the real TV Babal with a group called Vokum. Now Vokum is a revolutionary kind of band. Then people not on the music thing, no band thing on Chuck and Road. Then people use drums and whips and ancestral spirits and vibe, So when they send the videos across to me, I was like, whoa, I was intrigued when I saw the costumes of the big cow head and I see the place of all the different ritualistic things that taking place in a real TV Babal session. Boy, that just hit me in my chest. And say, you know what? That is what I have to sing. That's what I want to sing about this year. And that is what really make the big dog bite me to come back, because I really feel that I have to open people's eyes as to what Babal is in comparison to what Carnival is. Because we hear certain artists using the word Babal in their songs, and they don't know what Vaval is. Vaval is something ritualistic and more spiritual when it comes to Carnival in the long time ago
Yeah.
when I was little.
Right.
Carnival was
Yeah.
in February, March, Monday, Tuesday, and then
True.
after Tuesday Mass, everybody go by the beach and they bury the effigy of Vaval, the demon.
Mm.
You understand? And then Wednesday they go to church and they do the Ash Wednesday thing. So they get their blessings and they ask
Right.
Jah for forgiveness and for protection for next year. But now, since they moved Carnival from February and they bring it to July, it's like they commercialize it, you know, and they take away the ritualistic part of it. So you find when people jumping up in Carnival, they do all the revelry, all the bacchanal, all the whining, the jump
And, there,
up, they
and
do
there's
all
no
the
Ash
dating
Wednesday
on the
after
road.
that.
No Ash Wednesday after that. Everybody just go out their home and they leave all the little demons just running on the streets. You understand? So
That's
we have to
that's it
create
too,
that
you know.
awareness. We have to create that awareness to the youths to remember what Carnival is and where it come from to know where we going. It's not about a money thing. It's not about sex. It's not about pornography. It's not about skin out. It's not about the kind of skimpy outfits, because we have to also realize that children in the
Yeah.
presence of the grown-ups, watching the experience, but you're
Yeah.
so drunk, you're so into the revelry, you're so into the bacchanal that your mind is so clouded that you are respecting the children, and then you will come on the TV and say, "Boy, them children is this or them children is that." You understand? We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our children and protect our society. Okay?
True. True.
Yeah, yeah.
That's deep, you know. That's deep because
Um,
you
a,
hit some facts there.
a question I have for Ninja Dan. Mighty Sizzler, is he your son?
My musical son, because I've been
Or your
writing for
musical
him
son?
ever since he was
Okay,
7 years
okay.
old when he was going to RC primary school in the
Wow.
RC Jam, and I was incarcerated. His mother reached out to me and said, "Hey, my son wants to sing, and he actually wants you to write songs for him." You know, so
Wow.
I was his mentor ever since. You
Right.
know, and he always begging me to come and sing a soca with me. I say, "Well, boy, this is the year. This is the
Yeah.
time." But I feel like going to initiate him as one of
Wow.
the young proteges of Ninja Dad. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you remind me in a lot of ways like of that artist Bounty Killer because you're responsible for the careers of so many artists. You know, you mentored them,
Majority,
you brought them up.
ma-
You know,
majority.
and
You remember Jessica? Remember
yeah,
Jessica?
yes, yeah, yeah.
Remember when Jessica had just started in the tent?
Hmm.
Because we
Yes.
have a very few female artists that sing in soca. And Jessica was shy.
Hmm.
And remember, I used to take her hand and show her how to whine and show her how to move on stage. Sometimes I have to walk like a woman just to imitate like what I want to do on stage to bring out the thing, the best in her, you know?
True, true,
Yeah,
true,
man.
true.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, that's why it's so important that we give Ninja Dan his maximum respect due because it's undeniable your contribution. And the sad thing about Saint Lucia is like Saint Lucia have amnesia. They only kind of recognize the people when those people are no longer with us. You know, when people, you know, unfortunate to say, when somebody passes away, that's when you see online, Facebook, oh, that person was so great, you know, and they start posting up videos of performances and pictures of that artist and they perform the artist. But when the artist is alive and in need of the support and the strength, you know, they don't do it. Artists don't like to show other artists. Like they feel like it's something like why I'm an artist like Ninja, so it's like for them it's hard for them to big up Ninja. You understand? So I
Yeah.
mean it's important that we give you that recognition and that respect, my brother. Again, I say kudos to you, bro. There's only one Ninja Dan, and there'll only be one Ninja Dan in the history of St. Lucia music because you have taught us, you have led, and you continue to show us, and you continue to teach and to bring up young artists and upcoming. So your legacy will always
Yeah,
live
man.
on. You are true
Yeah, man.
celebrity in more than one sense, my brother. Bless up yourself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Respect. Much appreciated, man.
thanks. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, man. So I want to ask you, with putting competition aside and everything, I mean, you are involved in, you know, the youth and stuff like that. You're very passionate about that. For those of you know our audience or people that's overseas that may not necessarily know, you know, just tell us some of the work that you do in relation to with the youth and going to the schools and stuff like that.
Okay. When I came out of prison in 2018, it's like when I reached on the road, you find a lot of people are telling me, "But in Zealand, you don't have no fans again. You know, the people that know you again, they forget about you." So I was kind of taken aback by that, and I decided, like, go back to the drawing board. And then my spirit kept telling me, "Hey, you need to go to the schools. Go to the schools, go to the schools." I keep telling myself, "But what can I do in the schools? Because being there, done that." Nobody's spirit telling me, "But you have to teach the youth about conflict management." At that time, I didn't know nothing about conflict management. So I have a gift where the Most High just stick to me and tell me, "Well, don't worry about nothing. I will teach you all what you have to know." And then it just happened where I end up doing courses, I end up doing certifications, I end up doing schooling, I end up doing lessons. So now, after a whole year, I've graduated with 19 certificates in different life skills
Wow.
programs. I'm also I could teach emotional intelligence. I teach conflict management. I teach spiritual intelligence in regard to self awareness. I teach social intelligence in terms of what you say and how you bring it out, how you bring it across. And yeah, man, I've reached out to 117 schools around the island and for a total approximate of 45,765 children. Check it. Also,
Whoa.
I've gone back
Whoa.
to the
Whoa.
schools and
Whoa.
I've trained
Whoa.
45. I've trained 45 primary schools in terms of young students now could be peer counselors in the school. So if other children going through any mental issues or any bullying or any kind of problem, they have youths in the school that could help them and mentor them. So I have that going on there now. And my other two goals, as I tell you earlier on, is to tackle the parents and the secondary schools. Yeah. And then from there, we look to bring it regionally, not just for St. Lucia, but for the Caribbean.
Wow, that's amazing, my brother. That's amazing. I mean, I'm surprised that you
Yeah, man.
actually have time to do such great music because that in itself is a full on endeavor in itself. That's a full on job, to be
Well,
doing that kind of work.
well, on the level of mastery I am there now. I don't write music anymore because if you write music, you limit yourself. Like I get downloads and like I just freestyle because when you freestyle, the flow is better. Then
Wow.
you get more melody, you capture more melody, you capture more vibe. You could change, you
Yeah.
could go up, you could go down. But when
The
you're
moment, the
writing,
moment. Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
different meditation. You're always limiting yourself. You sing something flat, you sing another thing flat, you sing another thing flat. But then when you freestyling, it's a totally different vibe. So that's how I write music now. I freestyle. I play the rhythm and I go in my zone, I close my eye and I just start downloading. And I capture all the best
Right,
parts
right,
and then
right.
bam, that is the song.
Okay, put it together. Mr. X, I'm sure you have questions for him or interaction. So I've done a lot of talking, so I'll let you do your bit now.
Yeah, I just want to have some. What legacy do you want to leave in St. Lucian soca and Caribbean music as a whole?
Well, the legacy have to continue. And once I'm alive, the legend will always be the legend because the thing about it is life never stops until you cross. People think that when you die, like it's over for you. No, it's not over for you. You just out of the body, and you in a limitless space. You in the music, you in the sound, you in the air, you in everything. You check it, and that is how I feel with Nicole David as my sister. Because the two of us have the same ND, Ninja Dan, Nicole David ND kind of vibes. So when
Yes,
she passed
yes,
away,
yes.
I had to go in a deep spiritual thing and speak to her and tell her, "Hey sister, you're in a better place. You're taking no suffering, no pain, no sickness, no cancer. You're free to go where you want and
Yeah.
take it and just leave your legacy on another level." You understand? So my legacy now is to continue doing what I do, not only in just the music, but in life. You understand? So I don't just talk about music. I don't talk about conflict management and schools. I also passionate about farming and planting food and survival because look at the way things going on outside now. We're going to have problems in terms of importing food. So our mindset, the mindset of the youth is like farming is a dirty thing, farming is a low class thing, and farming is very critical to us right now. When you go in the supermarket, we don't see food.
Yeah.
We don't see strong
Yeah.
visions. We don't see produce, and then nobody not taking that into consideration and saying, "Hey, something is wrong." Everybody's into the fast food. Everybody's into the KFCs. Everybody's into the GMOs, and we getting sick, and
Mm-hmm.
we getting weak as a people. You understand? So all them things is part of my legacy. All
Yep.
them things is just part of my edutaining, not just entertaining. I'm already a performer. I can perform, but now into a different level of opening the mindset of the youth. Check it, the way they have been conditioned, their mind they have been conditioned. My role is to change that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
man.
how I'm
Yeah.
gonna do my
You're the right
legacy, man.
candidate to do so, you know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
What message
Yeah.
would you
So
have? What
what
message would you have?
message what message do you have for the younger generations looking up to you today?
That's what I'm gonna ask you.
First thing I have to say is no God, no God, know who God is. That's the foundation. A lot of the world, people in the world don't know who God is. They only go according to what religion teach you as to what God is. That's not who God is. In another level, God is inside of each and every one of us. And you have to know that. Because the way we treat people is the way we're supposed to treat God. So if we have respect for God and we have a love for God, we're supposed to have a love for each and every one of our people that looking just like us. Because that's who God is. Because when we
Yeah.
go and we pray, and we ask God for any kind of deliverance. It's not no hands from the sky that coming to deliver us. It's somebody just like myself, a man, a woman, a child. Whether I sick, whether I need money, whether I need an opening, whether I need a job, whether I need anything, it's somebody that comes to your aid. But the Bible tell you, love your neighbors as yourself. There's a reason why the Bible tells you love your neighbors as yourself, because God is in every man. God is all around us. So we have to treat each other as this God, and then you will get the real blessing. So I want you for them to understand that before you could go on to any level. You must know who God is. Know thyself. And once you know thyself, you will believe in thyself, and everything else will come after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Then when keep carry on, you know, because I don't over talk, so I need to be balanced. So you could ask more questions as much
Oh, you
as you want.
don't.
I don't do over talk, you know. I can talk too much sometimes. So.
Yes. You were talking about the agriculture vibe. I see. You had a video with Ampa on Facebook. Tell us a little bit about that. Talking about agriculture and stuff like that.
Oh, that, that was an experience with my management team. That's Fiona Compton and Showin Gonzalez. They have some kind of program called China Team, where they go to different countries and they interview different celebrities and they do a cookout. So I think they approached Ampa and they asked Ampa what food he doesn't like, and he said banana. And it was a
Okay.
surprise that the cookout was going to use banana. So they used banana in the sense of they made a meal out of the banana, they mashed it up and they made something like a porridge first. And after they made something like a meal, and then they used the banana skin and they make like a mix out of the banana skin. So they stew the banana skin. So that was so delicious.
Wow.
But that after
Wow.
Ampa finished eating that food, he did not even know that it was banana. He did not like it was eating.
Just banana.
You understand?
Wow.
Right. So right after that, we had a normal casual conversation and say, hey, you know, I did do my normal Tuesdays motivation or Monday motivation. So I said, since you're there with me, bro, let me just do a motivation together and let's talk about farming. Let's talk about planting food, because that seems to be a very critical topic that nobody don't want to talk about it. So I know I'm boys are you that have a lot of power when it comes to viewership and for its influence. So I say, hey, what better man and what better time to do something of that nature, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I heard it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, man. As if I saw my hair in it's repeating in the background.
Rain.
Maybe Rain. Yeah, I don't have anything on here myself for it to echo.
Okay.
But yeah.
Rain not
That's
falling by me there. Heavy rain.
not out, man.
Oh, heavy rain. Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Showers
Yeah,
of showers of blessing.
that was a blessing, man. Yeah,
that
man.
was
Yeah,
a
man. Yeah,
that
man.
was a blessing. That was a blessing,
Yeah,
brother.
man. The other question I want to ask how do you stay motivated and creative in a competitive and changing industry?
Ask that question again.
How do you stay motivated and creative in a competitive and changing industry?
It's easy, bro. Just being authentic, just be myself. Don't try to be nobody else. Being yourself is being authentic, and that is the highest frequency a man could ever ask for.
Yeah, man.
True, man. Vibes. I wanna ask you about the whole recording, because you gave us a little tip on the iceberg. You say like you download the vibe when it comes to you. Just share that part, because one thing I always say is like, for me, like sometimes I go online searching, like I'll search Ninja Dan, I'll put maybe Ninja Dan in studio or Ninja Dan live, and I'm looking just for a little behind the scenes, because as a fan it's important for us to get that. So because we may not be able to find, just tell us for you, like your vibe, your routine when you get in studio. What is the experience like, and tell us what it was like working on those last productions.
Well, now before was a different vibe. Before you would have gone in the studio, when we had the Kamaji, when we had the family vibe, and we was liming as a team, and we was liming as partners. It's a totally different vibe to now. Before, when you used to go in the studio, we'd be drinking and smoking and partying, and we just vibing and freestyling. But now things change. You take it, everybody have their sides, everybody have the different farms. So since I've been away for a while, things not the same again. So for me now, I cannot just go in a
Right.
studio and say, well, why going to freestyle in a studio? I have to freestyle at my home, vibes everything at my home. So when I freestyle and I over the vibe, I sing it over and over again. Then I call the studio man and say, hey, I'm coming, check it. And then I just execute my vibe in no time. Because in studio it's money, it's business. So you can't go there and be lackadaisical and you be thinking what's the next line or thinking what's the
Yeah,
next verse.
true,
No.
true.
You do all them things from home, and then you go in the business place, and then you put down your work, and then that's it. So this year I had a change of studio work, in the sense of I worked with younger producers this year. So the likes of Frano for that Juicy Mongol rhythm.
Okay,
It was after that introduced me to Frano.
okay.
Elmo is another young producer. That is the guy that produced Ezra song, Beautiful. He had a nice rhythm. He reached out, and I was
Okay.
happy to oblige. And Rankin, the Too Sweet rhythm, that was Rankin Morgan. So this year I had a lot of new producers with
Yeah,
new creativity, with new ideas,
yeah.
with new vibes. And the catalyst of that
No
all
idea.
was Alpha Allen. That was very instrumental in terms of my recording. Alpha Ale was instrumental in sense of guiding me in terms of how to sing the groovy, how to go high, how to go low. I mean, you know them things
Okay,
already, but you see, when you get it from
okay.
a man that experience, you have to humble yourself and listen to the
Yeah.
king. You
Right,
understand? So he was very
right,
instrumental in guiding me
right.
and taking me through the Tewi Baval song, the Juicy Mango song, and big up to Alpha Ale, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Big up Arthur. Yeah, man. Big up, and big up the producers as well. It's nice to listen to what is coming out of St. Lucia. It's well represented in the international scale, and you're definitely doing justice and doing us proud. I feel honored that when I could just when the songs come across me, I could just share it. I could pass it on to other DJs and other people, and I feel proud to say, well, yeah, that is our vibe, that is St. Lucia vibe. So we try to do our part as well. And I just want to continue to encourage you, my brother, to continue doing such great works and stuff. Continue to be
Yeah,
an
man, respect.
inspiration to many. Some people may not have the mentality to come out and tell you that how they really appreciate and love your vibe. you know, I don't know if it's our culture or how we are raised. We kind of don't like to, you know, acknowledge, you know, people and give them the props until, like I said, maybe down the line. But you know, we really recognize and we honored to showcase you as one of our top artists, as one of the, I would say, the founders of the revolution when it comes to soca music in St. Lucia. So kudos to you. You know, I can't wait for the day when I go see you again in person. We could cool out, you know, have a reasoning, you know, and that kind of vibe, you know, because you're an inspiration to me personally. I could tell you that. And I'm happy that we have you on the program. Any final words you want to have for your audience and the listeners and the followers?
Well, what can I tell you, audience? Just follow me. Let's follow my music. Follow Ninja Dan. Follow my journey. Follow my ups and my downs. Follow everything about Ninja Dan, and you will learn. You know, because I'm a true testimony to what life's supposed to be. You know, being through the dark places, being through the lowest places of life, and showing people how you can rise above that and still be the person you want to be in life. You know, to always be true to yourself and love, Gasa. I know it's a hard thing to love, but we must learn to love ourselves first and love our neighbors, love our friends, love our families. And everything will be a better place, man. Everything will be a better thing once you just understand and adapt that protocol, you know?
Yeah, man. Yes, man. Any final questions for him, Mr. X?
I just wanted to ask him, how do you
hijack me? You'll hijack me today. You'll tell me no questions and you'll give me questions non-stop.
Yeah, man. How do you keep your fans engaged when you're not in carnival season? You know.
Well, as I tell you before, in the schools, when I go to the schools and I talk to the children, I'm in the house of every solution, because when they go back home, they must tell their mother, "Mommy, Ninja Dan was in my school. Ninja Dan teach us that. Ninja Dan teach us that." So that's how I always stay relevant. I'm in every household, whether you like it or not. I'm in every household in St. Lucia, and that's my goal, you know. Because even if they say we are generational vipers, I do buy that. I do follow that principle. I believe we are the chosen generation, and we just have to acknowledge that and accept that. Check it. Respect.
Yeah.
That is it.
So
now I want you to,
like I say, you know,
you always ask. I want
to big up Ninja and myself. That was the first man to introduce me to NG Soca stage. I don't know if you remember that. That was in England on the big truck. That it was Unity Carnival Band, and the two of us was performing. I think Ricky had to perform, but I don't know what happened, what went wrong with them. But it was the two of us, and then you tell me, "Boy, Exodus, I have a band I want you to. When you come to St. Lucia, I wanted to join that band." Yeah, when I came to St. Lucia, I was welcome. You know, yeah, man. And from long, I've been popping Ninja. I always tell him that. Even my cap, look. When Ninja Dan used to perform, he always had his cap or cover so. And up to now, I'm doing that.
They have a song we used to sing. When I come in your area. Mama, I sing that fun day, boy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
So, what was that for those for the listeners that don't really understand the Creole? What does that mean? The Bude. What is it? What's the
belly to belly, eye to eye?
Belly to belly, eye to eye.
Okay, so it's like a kind of a when you dance, kind of a interaction vibe.
I believe there is a ancient kind of elders when they was meeting and congregating and having their fun and their party, you know, them time we didn't have music and internet and them kind of vibe. So that was the kind of language. They get the bouncing on one another, the chumming on one another, the juking on one another, like the kind of chupuye kind of thing. I think that's where that came from, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we want to really thank you again for joining us. It's been wonderful. It's been a blessing, you know, and we encourage you to continue to support Ninja Dan's music and his message and his work. Reach out to him, support his music online. It's on all platforms. You can find his songs, and like we say, he has some of the biggest songs to come out of St. Lucia for 2025. So we really want to congratulate him on that. And on behalf of Caribbean Celebrity Show, we are actually working on something which we've been planning for some time, Mr. X and myself. We're trying to get some more people on board in relation to how our program came about. Was we believe in giving artists their flowers whilst they are around, you know, to see it and to see the love and appreciation, you know. So the next step that what we're working on, apart from the program, is we're trying to bring in what we call Caribbean Celebrity Show Awards, Music Awards, and that is where we want to nominate and award our exceptional artists who have contributed towards the culture, not just from St. Lucia, but throughout the Caribbean. And I could let a little secret out from now. Definitely, you are one of the nominees to be a recipient of one of those awards, because you have been very impactful and influential. So I'm putting out in the universe, I'm hoping that we could get that award thing going on. We want to do it for early 2026. But yeah, my brother, definitely keep on doing the great work. You are one out of you. In fact, you are one in a million when it comes to the type of artist that you are, what you represent, and what you have done. I mean, I'm hoping that, you know, with the artists that are under your wings and coming up, that, you know, you could train them and we could have other proteges, other people coming up that could, you know, take that stance. Because we're all getting older. At some point in time, you might just decide, well, you know what, I've done enough, you know. So, you know, we're hoping that you could, you know, have somebody coming up there, training and bringing up to take on that work, because it's not an easy journey, it's not an easy road. And then, you know, you have a wealth of experience and knowledge, you know, that you brought to the vibe. I miss the NG days, you know. I wish that when I speak to artists that is in St. Lucia, that they would say, well, boy, things are even better than when you were there, Sam. But that doesn't seem to be the case. But I know that we are advocating for change and for positive and for unity and that camaraderie and that brotherhood and that kind of vibe that you spoke about. You know, a lot of the younger artists may not even really experience these things. So we have to try to continue to work and push that. And again, my brother, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on our platform, our forum. So proud of you.
But we're bringing NG back. We're bringing NG back next year, though. So look out for that. You know, that's a surprise. I didn't want it to get out of the bag yet, but NG is coming back. NG is coming back next year, hopefully. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. I'm smiling because that's a force to reckon with. NG Soca Stage, that was the heartbeat of Carnival. That was the leading them to you know, all the shows, and that was a platform for artists, whether or not radio and the so-called mafia thing was happening behind the scenes, controllers and things, but undeniably, when you were a part of NG Soca Stage, you know that was a platform to elevate and to showcase your talent. So if that's coming back, I think that's going to level the playing field somewhat. So kudos to you on that, my brother.
Respect, my brother.
Respect.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So X, any? Oh, I wanted to ask you one more thing, so I'll edit this. So we've just shown some clips of some of the fans. You know, I'm sure that it brings you joy to look and to see, like, you know, some familiar faces bigging you up on this interview. How do you feel about that? You know, you recognize some of those people.
Yeah, man. I mean, all these people have been on my journey, and all these people, I mean, have helped me in some kind of way, whether it be emotionally, psychologically, whether it be friendships, whether it be whatever. she was able to help me in my downtime, and then I now was able to return that favor by giving them help in their downtime. So it's like these people there that giving me the ratings, like, yeah, man, we have crossed path, and then we have shared something that is very powerful, you know. Shared something that is very powerful, you know.
Wonderful. Amazing. Amazing. And folks, don't forget, when we come up with the Caribbean Celebrity Music Awards, you can also nominate your favorite artists. You can support, you can vote for your favorite artists, so we could give them that recognition. And it's important for us to do that on a forum that is not just locally based, but internationally based. So we could definitely showcase our talent. So we want to again thank everybody for being part of this live tonight, and continue to share the vibe, support us, and continue to do the great work. We are there with you. Please continue to post content, because I feed off that, my brother. So, you know, please continue, and we wish you all the best in your continued journey in the music. Thanks so much for being a member of
Respect, my brother.
Show.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Big thanks.
All right.